So last time I showed you how to set up authorization and authentication in the client and server side. So today I'm going to show you how to add a form so we can create our items. Now the first thing I'd like to do is modify our to-do item repository so that any items that get created are automatically assigned to the current user. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to our to-do item repository. And right now, just to recap, when we call the get method, we use the authentication service to only return to-do items for the current user. So how does adding items work? Well, let's go take a look at the GitHub repository for JSONAPI dotnet-core. And let's go to the default entity repository. And we're looking for the create method. And here it is. So we're going to override this and add our own implementation. And what we want to do is we want to set the user owner ID equal to the current user. And then we'll just send that back into the base method. Okay, that looks good. All right. So this will be called whenever we do a post and we add users or to-do items. So on the UI side, we want to add a route so that we can create to-do items. Let's take a look at our current router. So we have our login route, we have a secure route, and underneath this we have to-do items. And currently we're just listing out all the to-do items. Well, we're going to change this a little bit so that the default page lists to-do items, and then there will be a button to add to-do items, at which point we don't want to display the list anymore. So let me show you how we can do this. So we're going to add a add route underneath the to-do items. And every route gets an index page. And the index page is showed whenever that route first resolves, but isn't shown for any sub-routes. So it's rather than having our to-do items shown here, we're going to change that to our index page. And same thing with the route. We'll move our to-do items in here, call it index. So now we've got our structure. And in our add route, we want to go ahead and create a to-do item. So what this does is it creates the to-do item locally and returns it to the route. So let's create our to-do item form. So kind of following the same convention we used last time, we're going to nest it under forms. Forms slash, we'll just call this to-do item form. So we've got our to-do item form, and let's change the structure here, so we'll use a folder structure rather than the default. And then this to component. And we'll grab our template and drop it. So what we want to do is we want to have a form that allows a user to enter in a to-do item, and then when they click it, we want it to be persisted. So let's add some actions to our component, and we'll call this one save. And let's go to our to-do item form template. We need this. We need a form field, form element, and I'm going to say we want to save it on submit. Okay, and let's just have input and value is, we're going to pass it to do item into the component. So this goes to the back to the data down actions up. So the data gets passed from the route to the component. When we call save, we're going to pass that back up to the route. So data down, actions up. And let's add a submit button. That's good. All right, so normally actions are handled by the controller, but I'm going to show you a package called, since we haven't added in controllers, it kind of adds a little bit of noise. So let's, and there's been debates over whether or not controllers should remain in Ember or not, and whether the route should handle everything. So for this video, I'm going to show you how to use a plugin by Dockyard called ember-route-action-helper. So let's get it installed. And what this allows us to do is go back over to our add route, and we'll define an action here. We'll call it submit action. And then we'll say this get controller.model. Now, why is it controller.model and not this .get model or this get model? Because the model hook here actually is returning a promise. So this sets up how do we load the model. And the actual model, once it's resolved, is set on the controller. So when we want to get our model, and remember the controller is the scope for the view, or defines the scope for the view. So whenever we want to get the model from the route, we need to go through the controller. So, and how do we use the route action helper that we just added? So this is our add route. Let's add our component, and it is to-do item form. I'm going to pass in our to-do item, which is just the model. And we need to say, we're going to pass in our route action using the helper here, and it's called submit action. Let's make sure that this was the right name. Okay, let's call it, yeah, we'll call it submit. And we're going to get the value. So this is returning that closure action, which is actually this. So in add HBS, we set submit equal to the closure route action, submit action. So we're going to get that, and we're just going to call it. Okay. And after this saves, we want to transition, well, save that for later, in just a second. So let's make sure it's running. We need to restart because we installed the package. Make sure the server's up and running. Looks like I had a typo. dot input and then 4. Dot input. That's all good. All right, so let's start to do items. Let's add a link to our new route. So, JSONAPI, right here, and then do items. So, link here. Let's add one, and we'll call it. Okay, so what happened? So what did we try to do? ID3. So multi-clicking it. Patching. It's fine. So what we want to do here is after it saves, let's redirect back to the to-do items list. So after save, this should solve that issue. So this is a promise. Remember, save returns a promise. So the proper way to do this is right. So once the model is saved, we can then transition. All right. So you can see these ones we created, and this happened because I clicked it twice, and the request got sent before the response was received. So that will solve that by disabling the button after the request goes off. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's make sure that the user is being added to the to-do item properly. So yeah, so we can see our user being added to the to-do items. So our repository is working as expected. All right, so the next thing I want to do is, as it stands right now, I can create to-do items without actually giving them a description. See, let's add another one, and you can see that that's happening. So there are a few things that will help us out here. One is, let's add, let's do a test first. I want to see if something weird is going on. Yeah. So it looks like save is being called twice, or the action is being called twice. Okay. Let's see if I want to add an ember-route-helper. our ember-data-route-helper fix this issue. So another cool plugin from Ember Dockyard is ember-data-route. And let me show you what happens if I add this. This is a to-do item. And then I go back to our to-do items list. Well, if it reloads, it can do it. But you can see it's added here, right? Now, why is that? If I reload the page, why did that happen? It's because the client's maintaining an in-memory store of the to-do items that have been created. So we only want to persist data that's been pushed back to the database. So let's add an ember-data-route, which has helpers to let us do that. So here's our data route. Just add that onto our route definition. Restart our server. Doesn't need proxy. Okay. So let's try that again. Go back, and as you can see, it's no longer showing. Yep. So I was clicking on the wrong action, and it was getting called twice. Okay. Alright, so one other package I'd like to show you is ember-cp-validations. I already showed you can add blank to-do items. Let's install ember-cp-validations. Client-side validation. We can create rules for the to-do items that define what is a valid to-do item. Alright, let's just go to the documentation. And so we need to add, import this on the model. Let's just copy this whole thing. What we want to validate is that description is not empty. And maybe we want to set a minimum length for it or something. So here's how we're going to do that. We import a validator, and then we say description. And you can have multiple validators. So we want the presence to be true, and let's give it a minimum of 4. Okay. And this is the only attribute we're wanting to perform any validations on. Okay. And we want to say, let's go to our add component. And we'll say if the to-do item that validation is valid, we display the button. We'll display a disabled button. And let's change this to button. Okay. So let's see if that works. Start our server. So length is currently 0. I can't add it. This is valid. Okay. So it's not working. It's valid. Right. So the problem is I didn't add the validations to the model here. There we go. Right. So now we have a form that we can use to create to-do items. But yeah, it's pretty ugly. Let's in the next, I'm going to end the video here. But in the next video, we'll dive into we'll bring in semantic UI. We'll start making things look better. And then in the video after that, I'm going to create a data table where we sort and filter to-do items. We might add some attributes to the models so we can show how that works. Thanks for watching, guys.